Hey, this is Adam Torres, and I'm here to tell you that it has never been easier to start your very own podcast. At Mission Matters, our goal is to amplify stories that matter. That means we want to help you start your podcast because your story matters. We can do this in 3 different ways. 1, join our podcast school and take a free or paid course. 2, visit our resources page where we've already figured out what you need, such as where to host your podcast. Or 3, heck, we can even do everything for you through our podcast agency, including editing for cheaper than you can do in-house. Oh, and no contract, service is month to month. Get started by heading over to missionmatters.com and click on Start a Podcast. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Marketing Podcast, your source for all things marketing. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book touring schedule, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Brian Scanlon on the line. He's owner of Postit Social and Director of M&A at Globalsource Infrastructure Partners. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. This is great.
All right, Brian. So excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about e-commerce, which I know that you are an expert in. But before we get into that, how about you give us just an overview of what you're doing overall at Postit Social?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So we're kind of a true multi-channel marketing firm. Started off in the digital space. We just merged with a direct mail company, so we can offer marketing services in a variety of ways. Our core capabilities are really on the digital advertising side, so the social media advertising side, running Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter advertising in an effort to either grow sales and awareness for our e-commerce clients or generate leads and sales for our B2B clients. So that's really our core capabilities is running those paid advertisements for people.
That's awesome, and I think this is a great transition. So let's get into a little bit further into the e-commerce side of things. But before we do, I want to make sure at the end of this, I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave your website or social media, where you want to send the traffic, because there's going to be some listeners that are excited by what you say. I want to make sure that the right types of individuals and or clients or organizations follow up to work with Postit Social. So what's typically a good fit to work with you guys?
Yeah, so Postit Social is kind of my second go-around at a digital agency. I started my first one in college and ended up selling it in 2014, and we worked with a lot of big budget clients on media buys, et cetera. And with Postit, our goal was to work more with that entrepreneur, small business who knows they need to be doing this digital marketing thing but doesn't really know how to do it and doesn't want to go out and hire a full-time team or full-time employee to do that. So we either work as kind of a seamless extension of an established business or a direct partner with a small company that's starting up and selling, their e-commerce product, their consumer packaged goods through their social media channels and Amazon, et cetera. So our client is anything from, the inventor who has a product that they're making on their 3D printer and trying to sell through Facebook, all the way up to, we have a client that is going to spend $180,000 this month on Facebook ads.
Fantastic. And 180 grand on Facebook ads. I wish I was spending 180 grand on Facebook ads, because if I spend 180 grand on Facebook ads, that means I'm making some money there.
Yeah,
awesome.
They're doing great. They're doing great. And this is a client that started with us. The first month we spent $5,000, and now about 6 months later,
wow,
we're breaking 6 figures, and going into Q4, we're kind of pumping that up for them a little bit.
Oh, man. So I'll tell you what, you just now took the fire out of my next question. I was going to say, what excites you right now going on in e-commerce, but I'm excited by that.
Yeah, man. So, no, e-commerce is great. I mean, we've seen a steady growth in it. We're starting to, really see that people understand they need to be doing this. So whereas before there was a lot of, hey, you should be doing this, now people are coming to us saying, how do we get started? And that excites me when people understand that this is a service they need, not something they're being forced to pay for. And, for us, the nice thing is, this stuff works. Facebook ads work. Twitter ads work. LinkedIn ads work. There's a reason these companies are valued the way they are, because people spend money because there's a return. The crappy part about this whole thing is they make it very easy to spend money. So a lot of people waste time, energy, effort, and dollars on trying to do this on their own, when they really just need somebody to kind of hold their hand and do it for them and provide a great return. And that's really where we step in.
Oh, that's awesome. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking to those maybe that don't know yet if they need ads, Facebook ads for their e-commerce. And because, there's some people out there that are still like, they may be doing all right, right? And they think that Facebook and some of these other ads may help their platform, but they're not exactly sure. So I don't mean this is a loaded question, but what have you seen like that are the types of businesses or niches that it's just like, you need to be doing this. Like there's no way you can't not be doing this.
Yeah, if you're a consumer goods company, selling any kind of item, you need to be doing ads on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it might be. Traditionally, it's Facebook and Instagram, right? Facebook owns Instagram. They work well together. You place the ads from the same type of dashboard. There are your clients out there on these social networks. And by not spending the money on this, you're missing out, right? So should somebody be on it? Well, if you want to make more money, you should be on it. And then the thing I like about when we drive traffic through Facebook, Instagram ads to a direct e-commerce website versus selling items through Amazon, your e-commerce website doesn't take 40% off the top like Amazon does. So your margins are a heck of a lot better. And our conversion costs are getting more bang for the buck by driving traffic to your e-commerce website, your Shopify, your Wix, your WooCommerce, whatever it is, selling that product direct with a higher margin versus the potential volume on Amazon at a lower margin giving away the farm just so they can process your payments. So if you have a consumer packaged good, you need to be exploring ads. If you're on Facebook with your product and you're not running ads and you're posting organic content, that's great, but you're not going to see the same result that you would see from ads. The days of going viral are gone. The Kickstarter campaign that gets 4 million out of nowhere, that's gone. The only way you go viral now is in a negative way. You got to pay to play on these social networks. And with that, you have to put money behind advertising and it will convert. You will get sales out of it.
Yeah, I talk to people about this all the time, and they talk about, we're putting out this type of content, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's funny because I try to tell people, I'm like, to do something organic, like we've done quite a bit organic over here, but again, we've done over 3,000 episodes in 2 years. To do something organic, we put out like 400 to 500 posts a week on all the different platforms, over 30 different social media platforms, and it's because we're a media company, but so that's our business, but I can't even imagine if I had like a widget to sell. I'm going out here and I want to sell this XYZ widget and I'm going to make that thing successful through organic. That's like, it's not even David versus Goliath. It's like you're not even invited on the field nowadays.
No, I mean, we just saw it with a client who came to us with an unbelievable item, but nobody knew about it, and they had great content. They paid somebody $1 zillion to produce a couple 30-second spots for them, great product images, but they weren't paying to advertise anything. So they had this great item. We did $12,000 in advertising on Facebook in the first 30 days and made them $65,000 in sales. And this was a first month on, and listen, we're not, that's not on us. We did something to get those results, but the item is fantastic. People love it, so if you have a good product and you're confident in that product, your customers are out there. You need to pay to reach them. Organically, you could cross your fingers and say a prayer, but that's really all you're doing.
Well said. So what's one of the first things that let's talk again to that person that maybe is they have some budget, they have some sales, and they haven't yet gone down the ad route. And what's one of the first things they should be thinking about in terms of e-commerce? Because I feel like this whole move from quote unquote brick and mortar to digital and figuring all these things out, which to me it just means you're just going to sell online. I mean, there's a lot of different keywords and buzzwords floating out there, but what are some of the first things they should consider as they make that transition to e-commerce?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we kind of see with, hey, the first mistake that is made is people not understanding their numbers, right? And not knowing their own business. So one thing we try to do is really get to know the person's company and how they make money per item. So we can establish the right target conversion cost, right? Because for every dollar we spend, how much do we make? And if we're spending $1 and making $1, yeah, that's not good. We're making money, but you're breaking even, if not losing money on all those items. So we have to spend $1 and make $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10. And when people don't understand the margins on their product and what they need to spend in order to make money, there's a barrier there that's hard to cross. So trying to dig in and help people understand what their numbers are is our kind of our first approach. And that's a little different than other agencies that just say, yeah, we need you to spend 20 grand and we're going to take 20% of your budget. The other thing, is people understanding you do have to pay to play, right? So you do have to put some money into this. And depending on what the cost of your item is, will kind of determine what we think the appropriate budget is. So we have people start off anywhere from $1,000 to $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 for the first month of spend. And then we scale them based on the results, right? Not committing them to a specific number, but telling them, hey, if we get these results, there's no reason to slow this train down, right? We got to speed this thing up. So if you're going to go down that e-commerce path, it's understanding your finances, but also understanding you're going to have to pay, and there are results on the other side. It's just a matter of finding, the right target really on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, and what I like about the idea is that there's so much data there, like meaning you get to see what's actually happening. Like let's go back a bit. Let's just say that we were, and I'm not knocking our newspapers, but unless you did like a coupon, I mean I'm going way back. Like if you did like a mail-in coupon or something like that, then you knew, okay, that ad got me X amount. Why? Because we have the coupons, we can count them, right? For some of the people listening right now there that haven't, and I have never done that, but I've read about it, right, and studied marketing. So for some of the people listening, they're like, what? There were coupons in newspapers and people mailed them in? Why'd they do that? All right, so for all the people that just said that, it's okay. It did used to happen. But that being said, you had that feedback, and it might take you a month or two, and then you're like, okay, this campaign did X, Y, Z. But now what you're talking about scaling with that other company and like seeing the, and obviously it depends, but you're not guaranteeing anything, but it depends on the product, depends on the company, depends on the demand, make sure everything's dialed in. But if it is, you should be able to see those results and then make a really logical and business and numbers focused decision on scaling your spend. So it's not just saying scaling for the sake of scaling, it's scaling for profitability.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with it's measurable, right? So we know that based on this tracking, when we run a Facebook ad, we spent this much money on it and it resulted in this much money in sales. Right. And being able to tie a direct value to that is a heck of a lot better than, I spent $3,000 on a billboard. I don't really know what the return is on that because people aren't really coming in the store saying, hey, I want to buy this because I saw you on that billboard. Right. But we know who clicked on that Facebook ad and who made the purchase, how much they made it for, and what items they put in their cart. Right. And then we're able to find people that look like them and expand their audience on Facebook even further. So there is a much more measurable return. And with those measurements and those metrics, we can fine tune and tweak the process down to, should this ad copy have emoticons in it or not? Should this link be this way, or should we tweak the link URL to this link? And all those things are things we can test and measure and then optimize. So there's so much power in it.
No, that's awesome. So, Brian, that being said, if somebody is listening to this right now and they want to learn more about what you're doing over at Postit Social, or they want to learn more about Globalsource Infrastructure Partners, and actually, let's just before we cut it, we have a minute or two left. Tell us a little bit more about Global Infrastructure Partners, because I want to make sure you get that part of it in, because I know we were talking about a little bit in the pre-show, and I think it's really interesting what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. So when I sold our agency back in 2014, I got involved with a partner on the direct investment side, right? So my partner's been doing this for over 35 years. His name's Mark Portney, markportney.com. He had his own little TV show, kind of a celebrity entrepreneur in his own right. But he's been investing in products and bringing them to market his whole life. I kind of joined up with him. And what we do is we take consumer goods that are submitted to us as potential licensing partners, purchase it outright and sell it on our own, and we bring those to market ourselves. So we have a little investment firm that does everything from, license an idea to say, hey, we'll just buy this patent off you outright and take over the entire operation from here. So we're always looking for new ideas to potentially license, and having my pulse to the investment side of things only helps us on the Postit Social side of things when we're working in this e-commerce space. So that's a little bit about that. And then if anybody wants to get in touch, postitsocial.com. We offer a free audit of your current marketing campaign. So if you're running Facebook ads, I'll jump in, take a look at your account and say, hey, here's 2 or 3 things that we would do to make this perform better. Totally for free, no harm, no foul. We're kind of the anti-agency model in that sense. Also kind of the way we charge is we don't take a percentage of your ad spend. we work on a flat fee. So when I'm asking our clients to spend more money, it's because it's making them more money, not making me more money. So in that sense, we're really for our clients. So we'll do that audit for free. If you're not running ads yet and you're thinking about it, call me. We could put a little strategy together. You can take a shot at it on your own. And when it doesn't work, then you call me back and we get started for you. But either way, we're here to help with, whoever wants to reach out. If somebody wants to take the time to reach out, I'm going to take the time to listen and help as much as I can.
Fantastic. Well, Brian, really appreciate coming on the show today and sharing more about all the great stuff you're doing over at Postit Social and Globalsource Infrastructure Partners. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Marketing, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Brian, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.